Teresa Yanaros at Divine Frequency, and today we are discussing Taylor Swift's latest documentary, Miss Americana, on Netflix. I just watched it last night. It was a really great documentary, and I'm really excited to talk about it today. I'm going to tell you guys a few things that I noticed that I thought were important to highlight. First of all, Taylor talks about when she was a kid just wanting to be good. It was her intention to be a good person, to be a good girl, and just do that in everything that she was engaging in her life. And it made me start thinking about people who decide to go into the public eye, right? So she was a singer. She decided to go into the public eye as a country musician. And her intentions behind that were to share goodness with other people. I start thinking about other public figures, and I think most people have good intentions. They're following their dreams, they're following their heart, they're doing what they're meant to do, and they're sharing that with others. And this is where the documentary starts. It takes a hard left when Taylor Swift receives a prestigious award for music when she was a teenager, and Kanye West jumped up on the stage and tried to take that moment of glory from her. It was very embarrassing for Taylor, and she thought that everybody was booing at her while everybody was actually booing at Kanye. Anyway, this changed a lot for Taylor. She had built her entire career up to this point on positive reinforcement from an audience, and when she experienced this, it really took the wind out of her sails. She realized that she had spent most of her life trying to make other people happy. You're young, you're positive, you have hope for the world, and when you come in contact with something that negative, it breaks you down. But what this did for Taylor is it made her realize that she wanted to work really hard to show people that she deserved to be where she was. So the next thing that I realized is that Taylor was really hardcore in the face of adversity. Even though she was faced with a very popular entertainer coming against her, she persevered and she continued to make music and push forward and try to get better at refining her own craft. So she went on to become extremely successful, and everything she did was under the microscope. At this point, she started experiencing issues with body dysmorphia, and coming out on the other side of it, she realized that instead of comparing herself to the her that people were talking about online, she needed to not look at that at all and just be who she was and not worry so much about the hate that she was getting, which I wanted to shift a little bit now and talk about that. Something I noticed is that Taylor has experienced a lot of hate from the internet, from the public eye, a lot of scrutiny in ways that seem to not make a whole lot of sense. Taylor is a musician. She's continually produced music and tried to share her goodness with the world. In this documentary, they show some of these older women who are successful news media people tearing her down for being perfect or annoying. And it just seemed really frustrating to me to see the older generation of women, instead of being a role model to Taylor and supporting her, trying to cut her down. This was really frustrating to see. Now at this point, you see a trending hashtag Taylor Swift is over party. This became the #1 trending hashtag worldwide, and is really sad because you hear Taylor say, "Do you know how many people have to be tweeting that they hate you for this to happen?" This floored me. What a horrible thing for Taylor to go through when she didn't do anything except for make music. This is just so crazy to see this many people hating on someone for what? What I love about the final chapter of her documentary is that she steps into her voice and she starts advocating for women. And I'm really inspired by Taylor that as a 30-year-old woman with so much public scrutiny, she has found her voice and she's doing what she believes she needs to do, regardless of the forces coming against her, telling her who she needs to be. Even though we can have different opinions on topics, we can still support each other as public figures. And I wanted to take this moment to say, Taylor Swift, I support you. I am also a woman in media, and I've experienced scrutiny myself. I've gone through some of what you've gone through, and I want you to know you've got my support, and you've got the support of millions of people out there. Your heart is good. That comes across very clearly. As you say, you make mistakes. I say that too. I make mistakes. We're human. We're not perfect. But as we go through this journey together, we can still support each other. We don't have to stay silent on the issues that we care about. We can speak up, we can use our voice. Now, what that does when you step into polarizing topics is you're going to get hate. What I love about you is that you have persevered regardless of the hate, and you have inspired me to do the same. So thank you, Taylor. Thank you for your documentary, and I personally really appreciate it, and keep going, girl. Thank you guys for watching. This is Teresa Yanaros at Divine Frequency, where we critique images and messages received through media outlets. Bye!